I get your face in news that they show them how you are manipulating your system.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. My 600-Pound Life shows us different perspectives and the nature of humans and how one's life becomes so miserable when they start facing some painful and sad circumstances that occur due to obesity. In this show, we have seen some who were quite serious about losing their weight through gastric procedures, but some were extremely arrogant and spoiled contestants as well. So, here are the 10 most spoiled people on My 600-Pound Life. Number 10. Shanae Murray Hopkins. Shanae Murray was a participant who got featured weighing 665 pounds. She started gaining weight because of sexual abuse she faced in her childhood, miscarriages, and because of bacterial infections in her legs. But on the show, her relationship with Dr. Nowzaradan wasn't good. In fact, she was quite rude with him. His intentions were to help her lose weight, but she stopped listening to Dr. Now's advice and started gaining weight instead. In fact, her husband was caught red-handed bringing pizza and burgers to the hospital for Shanae Murray in her room. Because she wasn't even trying to lose weight, Dr. Now suggested to her that she should leave the program if she's not willing to adhere to it. In the end, after some time, Dr. Now canceled her weight loss surgery because from the very beginning, she was unwilling to stop overeating and her behavior was quite crazy and rigid. In fact, she kept insisting that her weight loss is part of the divine scheme and she is submitting her weight loss plan to God's plan. So, if God wants her to go for gastric bypass surgery, it will happen. Number 9. Lisa Fleming. Due to the stubbornness and manipulative behavior of Lisa Fleming, she gained enormous fan outrage in 2018. In fact, according to fans, her episode is a particularly hard one to watch, especially when they showed that her daughter discovered that literal maggots were living in the folds of her skin. Lisa started gaining weight when she saw her brother murdered in front of her eyes. Therefore, she became stubborn and unobedient since. On the show, she is seen eating a bowl of Fruit Loops in bed. In fact, when the paramedics showed up at her house with a wheelchair, she kept a bowl of ice cream as a reward for her boyfriend performing sexual favors. When Dr. Now refused to take her complaint seriously, she even threatened to commit suicide. Due to her misbehavior and rude behavior, Lisa didn't receive the weight loss journey. Number 8. Pauline Potter. Pauline Potter weighed in at 643 pounds and was named the world's heaviest woman alive in the 2011 Guinness Book of World Records. She knew she needed Dr. Now's help to lose weight because she was depending heavily on her adult son. When she met with Dr. Now, it was apparent she was going to fight him at every turn. Even when he put Pauline on a strict 1,200-calorie diet, she protested. So, to closely monitor her food consumption, Dr. Now ordered hospitalization for Pauline. After a short time, things did turn around for her as she lost 44 pounds and was approved for her gastric bypass surgery. But it was totally clear that she could not get rid of her food addiction. That's why she gave up on Dr. Now's program and started overeating again. On the follow-up Where Are They Now episode, she even revealed that she had a painkiller addiction and couldn't shed her weight. Quote, "That fat girl in me is still there," she said. "The doctor fixed our stomachs, but he didn't fix our minds. I have to keep fighting." Number 7. The Asante Brothers. Among the Asante brothers, Stephen Asante was the most scandalous star of My 600-Pound Life show. Justin and Stephen both were brothers by blood, but Stephen's behavior towards Justin was quite rude and not very brotherly. At the beginning of the show, Stephen pretended that he's following the diet given by Dr. Now, but it became clear after some time that he had been binge-eating junk food beneath everyone's noses. His main trick was to bully and manipulate everyone around him, including his father, so he could get whatever he needed. As he was so addicted to painkillers, therefore, while Justin was on a healing period from his surgery, Stephen did his utmost best and stole Justin's painkillers. Stephen's behavior towards Justin was always abusive since childhood, so to get rid of him, Justin quit the show, even though his father and Dr. Now willed him to continue. In fact, Justin also accused the show of blackmailing him to continue. At the end, Steven also got kicked off the show because of his rebellious attitude. Number 6. James King. Because of cellulitis, a painful skin infection, James King, weighing 800 pounds, was unable to move or leave his bed. King's family, especially his daughter, did a lot for him as a token of love as she left her school to look after him, and his father managed all the expenses for him, including refinancing his home to get him to Dr. Now's hospital through ambulance. But when King joined Dr. Now's program, he didn't seem happy, and he hadn't lost his weight according to Dr. Now's expectations. And during the supervision, he had shed a little bit of weight, but unfortunately, King started gaining up to 840 pounds. Therefore, Dr. Now told him to leave if he wasn't interested to continue the program. In fact, when Dr. Now found out that his girlfriend was bringing food to him under his radar in the hospital, he called Adult Protective Services on James King's girlfriend. Because of overeating, King's organs started failing, and then got cancelled once again because he wasn't showing any improvement. According to TMZ, James King died at the age of 39 in April of 2020. Number 5. Cynthia Wells. Oklahoma native Cynthia Wells weighed 610 pounds when she first appeared on the show. She told the audience that after giving birth to her youngest kid, she gained almost 480 pounds, and she forgot to take care of herself while taking care of her kids, and has now ended up immobile. So, she has become so helpless and started getting exhausted while doing even menial tasks. She even claimed that her 11-year-old daughter takes care of her and manages her smelly folds of fat like she's a 40-year-old woman every morning without feeling any worse. By the way, Cynthia is known as one of the bullheaded and most controversial stars of the My 600 Pound Life show because of her rigidness, as she was in denial about eating habits. In fact, she once called Dr. Now's program as bullshit and returned to her home in Oklahoma City. Number 4. Angela Gutierrez. Angela Gutierrez went through gastric bypass surgery in her 20s. That helped her drop up to 100 pounds, but didn't turn around as per her expectations. So, to cope with her problems, Angela wound up turning back to unhealthy eating. Actually, soon after her surgery, she was charged with child endangerment and attempted suicide. So, therefore, she lost custody of her children to her mother. By the way, many die-hard fans have called Angela's episode an absolute waste of time, especially when during filming she decided to leave the show. Viewers normally watch people getting better and losing weight, undergoing the care and weight loss regimen set out by celebrity bariatric surgeon Dr. Now. But in Angela's case, who was weighing around 608 pounds, no one gets to see her progress. In fact, she got dropped out of Dr. Now's weight loss program because she started missing her appointments and returned to her home in Ohio. And once on the video call, she had lied to Dr. Now that she had lost 120 pounds, on which Dr. Now called her delusional. Number 3. Penny Sager. We know that it really requires a lot of patience to work with Dr. Now, as it is really not that easy to appear on My 600 Pound Life, because it is quite difficult to be willing or ready to quit overeating, such as the case with Penny Sager. Well, at the beginning of her weight loss journey, she lost 40 pounds on her controlled diet, the only weight loss documented on the show, which was a little bit a yes to Dr. Now, so he approved her for weight loss surgery. But things got bad because she gained weight up to 5 pounds instead of losing it after her gastric bypass surgery. So it was clear that under the radar of Dr. Now, she was consuming junk food. In fact, Dr. Now accused her of being delusional for refusing to follow the exercise and diet regimen. So she went against Dr. Now's advice and left the show eventually and moved to Maryland. According to Dr. Now, Penny's food addiction would kill her in the future, and that would not take much time. Therefore, most of the viewers of the show accused her of being manipulative and stubborn. Number 2. Angela John. Angela John is known for her controversial statements and behavior. She claimed that she felt on the show as she was being punished by the crew. She too had quite a tragic backstory of prison time, drug addiction, rape, and sexual abuse. Because of all these traumas, she started eating as a comfort. When she met Dr. Now to seek help, she weighed 643 pounds at the time. Although, not only claimed that Dr. Now was punishing her, in fact, she was downright combative with him. She also said that his program is nothing but shit. On the other hand, she made matters worse when she got tested positive for opiates and heavy smoking after lying about it to Dr. Now. And she only lost 48 pounds and continued abusing drugs. In the end, Dr. Now suggested to her to go to a rehab center or to end her weight loss program. And guess what? She chose the second option. Number 1. Mercedes Cephas. Mercedes' story was one of the heartbreaking ones, as her trauma came from an assault she suffered when she was just 11 years old at the hands of her father, who had also abused her siblings. She started consuming food as a help to deal with the trauma she faced. As a mother, she now relied heavily on her own kids, who helped her get through life as a morbidly obese person. Cephas weighed 773 pounds in the initial time on the show, but ultimately she lost 81 pounds, which was a considerable amount for her, but less impressive for Dr. Now. In fact, she started gaining afterwards, so it was clear that she wasn't following Dr. Now's instructions. She even claimed that she wasn't overeating, she was just not eating healthy food. Thanks for watching this video.